Welcome to Pivot Your Profits. I'm your host, Dennise Williams. And for the last 3 weeks, this is week number 3, we've had a selection of guests who talk about how to earn income in different ways. We have covered cryptocurrency, teaching online, FX trading, and increasing your investment income. It has been an awesome 3 weeks. We have one more week to go, but guess what? We are all steaming ahead to learn how to pivot our profits because it's very important. One of the things that we started out in week 1 of the series is really to talk about how COVID changed everything and how we need to learn how to earn from the comfort of our home. COVID changed the dynamic. And so we wanted to get you some experts who could share their thoughts. And these 3 ladies who have joined me at various times in our 3 weeks have been utterly awesome. So as I said, my name is Dennise Williams, and I want to invite you to my website, www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com. And one of the things about the website, there's a lot of juicy resources on the website. But one of the things I want to talk about is the money map. It is a workbook that is a step-by-step guide to building a money map. And that is part of why this series was so important, because one of the key ways to pivot your profits is to earn by planning for your income. We plan for our careers, we plan our weddings, we plan so many things. We plan our children's education, but we don't plan our income. Planning for our income means we have some kind of idea how to shift and move and pivot when things change. Because usually what we do, and I know that I have done in the past, is we run and we drain our savings or we borrow from people because we don't have an income plan. So that's something I want to talk about before our guests jump on. Okay, so we're talking about, again, inviting you on the website, because we have a money map that shows you how I broke down getting $100,000 in value in my life. Okay, so it's going to help you basically understand, decide, implement, and profit from the financial power tools. I love to talk about financial power tools. They include investments. They include savings. They include borrowing. They include, your auto insurance. Yes, your auto insurance. They include so many things, 12 areas of your life. So yes, in this series, we are focusing on income, but income feeds into so many other areas of your life. So you deserve the lifestyle that you want. This is what so let's say that bottom line. And so the money map, which is free on the website, you can download it and start to write. So I don't know about you, but for me, it is so very important to write out my plan. Okay, that's just critical for me. And the other thing that's awesome on the website is a free 21-day challenge to increase your savings and reduce your debt. So we look at 5 areas: savings, debt, income, your career, and investment. So we cover you totally so that when you're building out your income map, when you are building out how you're going to increase your savings and reduce your debt, you have a written guide, right? There's workbooks, there's videos, all of that is free for you on the website. So we want to make sure you're not just pivoting your profits, you're not just learning how FX trading works or cryptocurrency works or setting up a course. We don't want to just give you that and leave you. We want to give you a holistic approach to taking care of yourself so that you can lay out your income map. And so, because we don't want to go back to March 2020 when everything changed and so many of us were not ready. Okay? We don't want to go back to that. And so now I am so happy to bring up in this section, and let me bring up the PowerPoint because, you know, technology is important. I want to introduce Bridget. How are you, Bridget Buckner? Yes, I am winning. Yes. How are you? Oh, not hearing you. Let me see. Not hearing you. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Yes. All right. So, Bridget, we are going to spend some time with FX trading in this session. Now, I'm not sure what's happening in this naughty PowerPoint, but I think it's going to behave itself. Let me see. Yes, it is. All right. No problem. So now I'm going to bring it up because we're going to spend some time. We want everyone to really understand the learning. So you're not going to tell everybody. So let me tell you up front, we're not teaching you how to make your 100 millions tonight. We're teaching you, and we're talking about the learning to earning. So that's what's critical. So Bridget, let me share the screen. Here we go. All right, look at this pretty girl. FX trader and motivational speaker. All right, Bridge, here we go. So let's see. Is the technology going to behave itself? All right. So here you go. You tell me now, why is Forex trading misunderstood?
You know, hi everybody. It's a widely, I don't know why it's misconstrued, but a lot of people think it's a scam. There's hocus pocus. And I guess there's been something about, you know, I guess with money laundering and all these kinds of things. And because it can create such inordinate amount of money, people think it's fishy. But yes, the truth is it's 100% legitimate, and the banks do it, you know, so it is absolutely a wonderful space, a great thing to learn, and the technology is allowing it today. So it's not a scam. Some people think you're going to lose your shirt. Some people think you have to be super smart. If you're not smart, you can't do it. Some people think you need some kind of a financial background of some sort, or it's very, very risky, which it is. It's volatile. No one ever wins. Everybody loses. You're going to lose your money. You know, a lot of people have lost money in the market. And you know, when people don't read and research for themselves, they kind of listen to what's going on out there without realizing exactly the power that this industry has. Some people think that you have to be super wealthy, you know, because it has so much money being earned and because it's so risky to be really successful. Go ahead.
Right. So I want to jump in here. So persons say it's a scam. So it being a quote unquote scam indicates immediately that they haven't had any education on it.
Correct.
You will lose your shirt. Right now, there is a real estate company in China in which the government pretty much locked them down. So even in real estate, you will lose your shirt if you don't do things the right way.
Correct.
Okay. You have to be super smart. Really? I don't know. Because you know, sometimes it's the people you scratch your head and say, but how this person that don't seem too bright catch on to this? You know? You need a financial background. Again, you know, I find that. So I will say my area of deep understanding is the stock market. Mm-hmm. And I will say the fear that people have about the stock market is usually based on a lack of understanding. Yet,
that's right.
Foreign exchange, well, I will talk about I'm going to stick to what I know. And I know in investment, you go into the supermarket and you look. I mean, for example, and I have to keep learning. And I mean, I have this. I have to share my latest. This is my latest book on investment. See here, tick, 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 suck. Because you got to keep learning. And one of the things that was my big aha moment is McCormick spices. You know, there's McCormick. You go into the supermarket and you go in the spice section and you see McCormick, right? They're like one of the biggest stocks in that industry. Who knew? I didn't know. Of course, other people knew a long time I was making money. You know what I mean? All the children, the little boys, little girls killing themselves for Nike. What platform we use? Everybody use Zoom. Right. Nobody, you know, how many of us bought the stock? I didn't. And I know the stock market. So yes. I'm saying it's an education. Look at foreign exchange. I mean, people are not aware. I mean, if the pound or the Canadian dollar or the yuan in China moves, that impacts the cost of your car. That impacts the cost of everything. So I will say that I agree with you that Forex trading is misunderstood simply because I'm going to make a confession, Bridget. I need to put 500 US into the FX trading platform, and tomorrow while I'm sleeping, I need it to become $5,000. Can you help me?
No, not in the beginning.
Okay.
Not in the beginning.
All
but
right.
You can learn to do that.
Okay.
You can learn to go to sleep and make money overnight, but it's after the education. It's after you understand what you're doing. It's after you have appropriate risk. It's after you know what you're doing.
Okay. All right. So why are we talking about children, teens, adults, and seniors? What's happening here?
Well, this is the other thing. The truth is that anybody can do foreign exchange. Anybody can learn. It is definitely something that is simple to teach, simple to learn, and really just like driving a car. I love to give the illustration of driving a car. Right. Anyone can go in a parking lot for an hour or two, learn to balance the clutch, learn to reverse, steer the wheel, and so on. Put them on the main road, not the ball game. Let's go to Mount Russell. Different ball game.
Right.
Let it rain.
Yeah, no, I tell, you know, my son, he's 12 and he's quite tall. So of course he's now ready to drive. And his father allows him to reverse and go back and such. And so he, you know, oh, mommy, let me go. And I said to him, no problem. And I will go with him and I see a big Mack truck and say, all right, let's go. Let's ask this person to let you drive since you are an expert. And of course, he turns to a little baby.
Of course.
So now I want to welcome Dennise. I'm going to bring you into the stream. Hello, how are you?
Hi,
all right, trading. So soon get into the world of online teaching. But you know what? I tell you, Dennise, I must say to you that Miss Bridget, she has a million pages of information in her head. So I know that when she's finished, she's gonna need to talk to you about putting that in a course. But let's keep going. All right. So you're saying the truth is Forex trading is like driving, so that you think you can reverse and go forward, and then they say go on the freeway. It's a different.
Right. Exactly. It's layers. It definitely is education. And I love that you're having a focus on education, because a lot of people get ahead of themselves in many things in life. And once you get the right mindset to learn, it becomes important. So the truth is a little bit of education, practice over time, learn skills, getting the right information, not what people say, properly researched, documented.
So not my uncle who sit around the house and watch the news.
No,
he's not the person. Okay.
No, not cousin who had a bad experience 10 years ago and who got scammed. No, go and get reliable information. You know, I think it was Jim Rohn who said it's good to learn from other people's mistakes, but it's also better to learn from other people's successes. You want to go around the people who are doing what you want to do and are successful at it. Get the right information. You want to have good access, and of course, who can beat mentorship and apprenticeship? Once you learn, there's nothing like speeding up the learning curve, like getting a mentor.
Tell me about that. So what is what does mentorship look like in Forex trading?
Well, it's good to shadow, okay, so it's just like driving a car. You could
Mhm.
read about driving a car, but once you get in a car beside an experienced driver, there are some tips and little nuances that you will not find in a book. There are some things that you would have had to learn the long, hard way. And in Forex, the long, hard way means loss of money. So a mentor is there to guide you, to kind of clarify things, help you to do it, particularly the hard things like managing your risk. A mentor is really, really good for you to shadow their trades. So they are trading at a high level, and you can look what they do and kind of work backwards with the education and figure out how you can learn or validate what you've just learned through that.
Okay, so in the similar way, we have the Zoom and the different platforms. The FX trading is going to give you that like a video access to what your mentor is doing, so you're not off in the wilderness.
Of course, and especially because of the technology. I think over the last maybe year, because of or year or two, because of COVID, that sort of closer mentorship has become more and more real now because everything is on
Oh,
Zoom. So we
right.
have a lot of things over the phone or over the Zoom live, lots of live trading going on, and a lot of people for that reason is learning at such a quick rate. It's mind blowing.
So live training, sorry. So it's live training before live trading.
Correct,
Out.
correct,
And the
correct.
live training is where the mentorship comes in. All right, that's very good. Very
Well,
good.
the mentorship extends because you're going to
Mhm.
be trained by a trainer who is a actual trader. And no
Right.
sense for you to go to trade. We actually have a facility where you can start in a practice account, like you play with Monopoly money in the real market, and you have a mentor to ask questions. When you're comfortable, you go in a live trading account with live
Mhm.
money, real money, that now you can consider yourself an investor where you're making gains on your money, and you're going to
Mhm.
want that mentor beside you through the beginner, intermediate, and advanced stages.
All right. Okay, so tell me about this. Tell me more about the truth.
The truth is, and you can click through because the slides are going to come in. The truth is that trading is risky, and but there is a risk reward phase. And the fact is that despite the various risks that are related to trading, if you know what you're doing and if you can get the proper training, the benefits are not only far reaching, but they are huge. You can make some huge gains in the foreign exchange market in a relatively short time, through proper training and of course proper risk management. The truth is, on the next slide, you will see that a profound knowledge of this sector, this industry, thorough research, individual traders, we call them investors or retail traders, can truly experience windfall gains within a very short period, relatively. You can turn money over quickly. And just like stock market and other investments, you can have short and long positions. You can have day trades. People are trading in 5 minute increments, 10 minutes, a whole half day, a day traders, swing traders, position traders, long term investors. So you still can hold those long positions as well, but it gives the opportunity in the short run to do what we call scalping or day trading.
All right. So what you're saying, so let's break this down.
Hmm.
Profound knowledge means it's like, you reach a point, especially as a mother, that you're driving, right? I know I did it once and I was shocked. I was driving, shaking the baby bottle, reaching behind, giving the baby bottle, right, to the baby who reached it for. And I said, "Here, put it in your mouth." And I'm still driving. And I handed over the baby bottle, and then the phone rang. And the phone put on speaker. So wait, listen, this is not a good time to talk, But I did all of that while driving, and clearly there was no accident, which I consider. So that to me is an example of profound knowledge. And you're saying a daily mentorship, daily training. So my vision of putting down $500, going to sleep, and it's 5,000 is not overnight. It's the time I invest
That's
to
right.
learn.
That's right.
Okay, now you said knowledge of the sector through research. So if it's FX trading, I am going to learn about the currency. So US dollar to the pound sterling, US dollar to the Canadian dollar, US dollar to the euro. Those mix and match. I am going to learn how to trade them for profit.
Yes, but you're also going to learn about the things in the economy that affects prices of these currencies, the trade, the supply
and I know
and
a little bit of that. And
news,
of course, always a little knowledge is dangerous, but I'll still share it. So, for example, the number of new jobs that are in an economy impact the value of the currency. Something like that.
Every single thing impacts.
Every single thing. I only know a little, and a little knowledge.
Even in the US right now with the printing of money, it affects the currency. Everything affects.
Now we talk about the next word you have in purple is investor. But I'm not just investing. I'm actually investing in myself. I'm investing in the time to learn in order to be, a trader. And one of the things that came to me, Bridget, is that if I went out and got a traditional job, there'd be a cost of transportation. So whether the gas for my car or the bus fare or the taxi fare to get to the job. Then the next cost is cost of lunch or, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then if you're me, I need new clothes. I need a new pair of eyeglasses. I need makeup. I'm just not gonna turn up. So even if it's McDonald's, I'm not turn up. So I just have to dress up. And I'm spending all this money to get a job.
Right.
But if you said to me, did he spend the money to invest in my learning? I'm gonna say I can't afford it.
Right.
I absolutely can't afford it. But yet I spend to get a job. So it seems very interesting the way the mind works out. So I'm putting that on the table for the viewers to kind of to think about that, And then, of course, you said investors can experience windfall gains within a short period. Again, very similar to the stock market in that persons who know the market can buy stocks, buy and sell, and make money within a short period or hold the stocks forever. I know someone, who her grandfather worked at Kingston Wharves, which is a logistic company. And her father got the shares, and then her brother sold all of them and traveled around the world and they have no money now. So the stock market and the FX market have that sort of similarity that you can move the money fast or hold it for, a long while. So I like that. Okay, next slide. So, I didn't see this slide. So you just made my point. So let you talk about that.
Profits are definitely better than wages, and everybody wants extra streams of income. We talked about that on the first show with pivoting for additional streams of income. In fact, I read some time ago that if you do not have 7 to 8 streams of income, you are on the poverty line. Yes. Someone has put it a different way, that if you do not have at least 5 years of living expenses saved, you are broke.
Well, boy, listen, can you imagine that Brookline, how long it is? Because so many of us don't have.
Exactly.
I mean, in a few minutes, we're gonna come over to Dennise. Thanks for your patience, and we're gonna hug up, love up the teachers and anyone else who is teaching. Because again, we picked four pathways. I talk about having an income plan, which is mapping out how the money coming in, because everybody knows about a budget, and the budget is how the money goes out. I find that a lot of people are under some unbelievable anxiety about the budget. Yeah, and the budget makes them they shut down emotionally about the budget. No one in the bank, in the insurance company, in the investment company, they don't use the word income plan. That doesn't come together.
Right.
And so they're not saying to you, the bank doesn't say, welcome client X. How is your career going? Do you need a career coach? Let me show you this person. Oh, by the way, Do you have any rental property? Let me show you to a realtor. So let's see, that's 2 right there. 2 screaming. Do you know FX trading? I'm gonna send you to Bridget. That's 3. Do you know how to fry a good egg? That may be a course. Let me send you to Dennise. Do you know how to invest in companies that pay dividends every year, every 4 months, every month? So there's your dividend. So right there, that's 5 sources of income that doesn't require you to do anything more than, instead of watching, maybe you'd watch less TV.
That's right.
And I will have to put on the Bill Mills and Boone on the Danielle Steele. I may have to put that down and read up more. But your time is there. And so right there, 5 income streams, and maybe 2 more is out there because you can buy and sell, and you can be maybe a silent partner in another business. So boom, right there.
That's
but
right.
Nobody's coaching us and training us. I know when Dennise takes over, she's probably gonna have at least 2 hot ideas for the audience and her beloved teachers that she has really been holding up. And Bridget, before I turn back over to you, I have to make a comment from Dennise.
Sure.
On Dennise's Facebook page, because yesterday was her birthday. Yay, happy birthday! On her Facebook page, Dennise is saying she finally has found her voice. Well, I didn't meet you, Dennise, yesterday, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I didn't want to be rude. I said on Facebook, but I don't know what you're talking about. You've always had a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I will acknowledge that in the COVID period, you may have had to step out more because the people you serve needed you, right? They were on the edge. So I'll accept that if that's what you mean. But in terms of having fun, no. You have always been a champion for teachers. You have always been a champion for learning how to earn in a different way for teachers. So I just want to put that on the table. All right. Back to Forex.
Happy belated birthday, Miss Dennise.
Yes.
So, thank you. I wanted to address that, but when my turn comes,
when your turn comes,
I said
we don't talk about those statements on Facebook. All right.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Forex trading. I love it. Bridget, if you don't know that I'm a fan, but go on.
I want to piggyback on something you said. In our community, we use the phrase income shifting.
Oh, I like that.
You take your income and we use it on consumables. It's time to use our income in investment, in something, not shoes and clothes and things that lose value. So if you take your money and you create investment in yourself for the learning, and then subsequently into foreign exchange trading, when you get those gains are used to do whatever else you want: real estate, assets, travel, stocks, whatever else. So foreign exchange is for sure a good investment, and never before has individuals had such access. It's more accessible today because of the technology. The potential for high gains it's limitless. The market is liquid, highly liquid. You can get your money in and out, and it's flexible. We trade around the world in all the major markets: the London market, the Sydney market, the Asia market, New York session. So 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, you can trade Forex. The reduced role of the equity market, you have a better chance in Forex to stay liquid. You don't have the impact of the equities in there, because the economic factors that affect Forex is separate from how it affects stocks. You don't have a gap like you have it in stocks. Even in the time frame, because of the 24-hour cycle, you don't get that gap that you get in trading stocks. So it's just more fluid. And of course, the information is easily available all around the world. The world news, the things changing in the economy, it helps your analysis, and it therefore increases the way you can trade successfully. Anyone can trade. We don't leave out anyone. If you only have $10, you can take $10. We have people who have taken $50 to 11,000 in 8 days. $10 to $20. That's huge if you can double your money. So
is.
we're excited about that. It's pandemic proof. It's disaster proof. It's
Yes.
open 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And it doesn't correlate with the stock market. When the stock market goes down, the currencies can still go up.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
last point on the other slide is, you unlike in other investments, you can't practice in real estate. If you buy a property, it's yours. If it didn't turn out so good, oh well. You don't practice in the stock market. No, so here, while you're learning, you can actually begin trading in a demo account to master the skills before you use your real money. So it really is a great space to begin as a young investor to understand how money works.
Yes.
And to just grow your money. Of course, there's a downside to everything. If you go to the next slide, there's a downside. There's sometimes people are just not taking the time to get the education. So they're going to make mistakes. And that's how you get sometimes the scam and what don't work. It's because people don't take the time to learn. The mindset, like you touched on earlier, is in the wrong place. This get rich quick mentality, this hustle mentality. And it's time that we shift into this space of excellence, this space of learning, so that we can truly invest in our futures and develop proper skills. Of course, poor risk management, here's the wrong mindset again. Sometimes people do very well. They just get a knack, they make this money, but they don't take the time to have financial literacy. So because there's no financial literacy, of course, they lose that money right back. And that becomes a problem, so we like in our community, for example, we're not just teaching you how to trade. You're going to have to learn financial literacy and where to put your money, grow it, keep it, protect it, like what you do, Dennise. And that's what we come to you to do too. Where do I put my money? I just made some money. Can I come and you tell me, Dennise, what can I do with my money? Where can I put it in the stocks? How can you guide me? I have some debt. How do you recommend I get out of debt? Here's some extra cash. How do I learn to save now? You come and you get a good financial advisor to manage this new money. Some people disregard tax laws and financial laws. So they end up, in jail because you make this money, you're spending this money, and you disregard tax laws. Trading for other people is illegal. You can't do that. You can trade for yourself. You can't trade for others. You're not licensed. So that's a caution for people. The blind leading the blind is a caution. And of course, there's technology failure. Your phone, your battery can die in the middle of a trade. Just as you're about to catch your profit, your battery dies, you lose the trade, internet failure. So there's some downsides, and there's more, but for the interest of time, we just want to just put it in people's awareness. The truth.
Well, what I really like is the not enough education. And again, we'll soon put the spotlight on Dennise, who is gonna really talk about that. But I really think that the education part maybe is what is intimidating, because when you in almost everything is a specialty. So one of the things that's common to all the ladies on this Pivot Your Profit is looking at being kind of working for yourself. We haven't touched really entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is a field unto itself. The entrepreneurial mind is a field unto itself. And I think the education is key. So I really like that. And I love the blind leading the blind. That is what they should write on my divorce papers, but let me not say that. Anyway, moving on. Yes, go ahead, Bridget.
Yes. So the truth is that if you get the right coaching and mentorship, and you have some goals, and you make some plans, and you get to work on those plans consistently and stick to it, don't give up, you will get to your goals. And when it comes to the foreign exchange market, it's a huge market. So it's not about how you're gonna do it, and it's you're in no man's land. This is 40 odd years that the foreign exchange market has been going on. And, big players are there. There's the big players, the banks, the hedge funds, the pension schemes on the next slide, the insurance companies, the multinational corporations. But then you have the retail traders, and this is you and I. This is where the small guy comes in. The banks and stuff, we call those the whales. When they come in the market, price change. When you go in the market, you're a fly on the wall, you know. So you can really make as much money as you can, and no one will even notice you. They don't even care about you because trillions of dollars is traded every day. And
Right.
matter of fact, on the next slide, you can see that the foreign exchange market has become the largest liquid market in the world. This average daily volume keeps growing from $1 trillion in 1995 to 5 trillion. 5 trillion in 2016, and just 3 years later topping 7 trillion. Guys, you would not believe that because of the internet, because of the shift in the mindset, people working online, the technology, the internet boom, the gig economy, in all of these things that are coming on board, the artificial intelligence and all the platforms available, guess what happened? You find that millions and millions of people, individuals like you and I, have now begun to trade online. So how many traders are there in the world?
Right.
I'm surprised to know. Anybody can guess? I wonder if anybody in the audience can guess, Dennise, you think?
Boy, I don't know, but it's plenty.
Plenty.
Yes.
No. So, if on the next slide, you'll see that there are absolutely loads and loads of traders. Okay. So
wow.
Retail traders, there's 13.9 online traders as of 2021, according to the Modern Traders study. 13.9 million. Okay. And of course, if you have a phone, you can trade. If you got the internet.
More women are entering the space. I believe that. That because you think about it, you have your kids at home. I don't know if my kids are special more than anyone else because they can't find nothing and they're always hungry. So I think my children are special, and so because they can find nothing in the house and they're hungry, and if you say to them, "Oh, go and make yourself a sandwich," "Oh, I'm not hungry again." So my children are very special that way. And I think, so being able to work from home is important to me. I don't know if anybody else is motivated in that way by children who can find nothing and is hungry all the time. But staying at home and working from home and having financial independence is important to so many women, which again are coming back to the income plan. And what we were told is plan for the baby, buy the stuff for the baby. But we weren't told that, every 5 minutes the baby grow, the baby eats, the baby needs you turn around. This little tiny baby is a size 11, sneakers. And what? And nobody's telling you how to plan for that. So yeah, I can really see where women would need this training. But again, Bridget, I'm back to the education. I don't think that is stress. That needs to be just print on your forehead. But
yes, it is, because at the end of the day, if you don't learn it right, you don't get the results. And that's true in every area of our lives. Even for the people who have been in jobs for 10 years, if you're not deepening your knowledge, you won't get a promotion. You won't even get deeper fulfillment. You have to keep learning and stretching. That's how you grow. So, and Dennise talked about that last week also. You just have to stretch. What else, So foreign exchange is just one of those other things that you think about. What else? What if? Could I? And then you start to do it. So if you think about the traders all around the world, there are some statistics on the screen. We won't stay long on this page. Suffice it to say, millions and millions of people on every continent, in every zone of the world, is trading foreign exchange. So I would want to say to everybody on the next slide, there is room for you.
Yes.
There is unlimited amount of money in the market, and everyone can have a piece. And so that's very exciting. And I like the next slide particularly. Not only is it one of my favorite cartoons, but Life is like a cat and mouse race, isn't it? And the truth is, when it comes to trading, one of the biggest cautions that we drill in everybody while you're learning, don't be thinking you should chase the money. Learn the thing. When you learn it, the money can come to you. You wait patiently for the right setups in trades and you win. And that's why people lose, because they're chasing the money. You should go into foreign exchange trading just like how you go into buying a house or getting into the stock market or whatever. It's a thoughtful process. You should be having some plans. You should have some goals. You should have daily goals. How many, price movements are you looking to catch? How much, you should be planning. So I would say that purpose is much more important than the need. Right. I would like people to get the message really clearly that you should trade for preparedness, trade to be prepared, trade to gather that cash, trade to have that liquid, that capital to do things. And it's with a plan, more than trading desperately. Right. So the world is changing. Everything is going digital. This is one way that you can change with the world and stretch yourself. And so in the last couple of slides, as we wrap up really, really quickly, how would you become a professional trader? Well, the function of it is you, first of all, would need a reliable internet. You need an electronic device, whether that be your phone, your tablet, your computer, something to trade on. Yes, because it's the electronic market. You don't have to get up on a plane, buy up some euro to go to Euro to trade foreign exchange. You'd have to buy up some Japanese yen and go to Japan to trade it. We have an electronic market, and so you're going to need to access it through your electronic device. Thanks to the technology, there are trading platforms. The most popular is the MT4 or MetaTrader 4 platform and other option platforms as well. And then you need to find yourself a broker. You and I cannot just walk into the big global market and play where the banks are playing. You need a broker that's licensed to play in that market, and you work through the broker. You pay the broker a fee to access the market for you, and you want to find a broker. This is another area that people need to be careful of. Don't just go choose any broker. Research your broker. Research the fees that they charge. Research the spreads. Research the kind of leverage you can have. Be careful of leverage as part of the education. Don't just go choose the highest leverage. Yes, you get to trade more money, but you also can lose more money. So know what you're doing. Get advice. Choose the right broker, and that could make or break your trades. You could be at a trade with a broker and you wonder why you keep losing. It's because of how that broker operates. So do your proper research. Then there's other resources to understand market structures. We measure candlesticks or line charts. You want resources that help you to analyze those, because that's how you get to analyze the price changes and therefore the profits. You want to be able to learn places, websites that you can go and get reliable economic data so you can analyze the market. You want a good mentor. You want maybe a good academy you can learn. You want maybe a trading community. You want, there are lots of websites that you can go and, learn.
But Bridget, I want to say there's a lot of people who say, I'm finished with school, I'm done, I don't need to learn anything more. And what you're actually telling me is I'm back in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I just want to be clear.
Yes, ma'am. And I think Dennise is going to remind us of that as well.
Yes.
There is just no escaping a changing world and an evolving world if you're going to survive. Someone once said that the people who will thrive in the future is not those who can read and write. It's not the educated. It's going to be those who have the ability to change and pivot and adjust. And to do that, you've got to learn new skills.
But this is, the thing about it, though, as scary as this list looks, if you break it down, analysis of data. If I'm driving, I have to know the red light, the green light, if somebody's going left, somebody's going right. So that's analysis of data. Analysis of the market and economy, you tend to know the value of your vehicle. You tend to know what's happening, when the vehicle tags are to be registered. So you know those things. Self-control. I do not race on the road, no matter how tempting it is. And if you're a bad drive, mate, yes, I've told you a million bad words in my head, but I'm not coming out of the car. So that's self-control. Consistency. Most of us who drive every day. Risk management, you don't park too close to people in the parking lots, right? Timing, again, you know, some of us try and break the speed up for the yellow light, but you know, same with instinct. You can know when somebody's swerving, they're a drunk driver. Focus, again, which is why a lot of places outlaw texting and driving because you don't focus. Dedication, yes, most of us buy a car to keep it in running condition. So you may not like it, but you pay the mechanic. Teachable and coachable. If you get a new car, somebody has to teach you and coach you how to manage. Maybe I don't take any notes from a car, so I'll skip that one. Learning from mistakes, damn right. I have, you know. And confidence. If you're a scared driver, other drivers know it. So, as I said, this looks scary, but we can put this in this list in motherhood, in driving, in using the internet, because I love when, you know, Dennise seems to be on this mission to warn people not to put their misery on Facebook. No warring on Facebook. So, yes. So, as I say, it looks scary, but this is just the fact that things we do every day.
Yes.
You know, you've listed it and it looks scary, but it's not. It's really something we're doing every day. And I'm sure Dennise is going to give us all of this in 5 minutes, right? So super fast, because she doesn't even realize she has this list in her head and she's doing it. So that is awesome.
Yes.
All right.
I like that you made that analogy, Dennise, because that's education, taking simple things that we're accustomed to and learning how to direct them to new things for excellence. So that's really a great analogy.
I like it. So, all right. Actively invest. Tell me about that.
Yes. So you don't come to trading with your $1 and think you're going to make $10,000 in 24 hours. It doesn't work.
And that's what I need. So
the more money you put in is the more money you make. You know, money multiplies faster from a bigger number.
Right.
So you can start with $10 if you have patience to work it up to 100, then 500, then 1,000. Once you get to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, your account just
So you're saying use your current job. So I do have a coaching client who, when she's angry, she goes to a meeting and it, you know, she gets blowed up by her manager. She goes and buys a cute sweater and a necklace to match. You're saying don't do that.
No.
Look at Dennise face. You're saying don't do that. You're saying maybe she needs to learn FX trading with that money.
Yes. Okay. And this goes for everything, not just FX. You want to always actively be investing somewhere. You know, money must move, it must multiply. And FX is, if you're going to be in FX, you definitely want to incrementally increase your capital, because that's what you trade with. And the more capital, the more returns.
Okay. So, and yes, you talked about that. So as your account grows, so will your profits say goodbye to 9 to 5? Woohoo.
That's right. And it's not a race. It's not gambling. It's not guessing. It's not the game. It's not a lotto. It's a skill you learn. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are prepared for the learning roller coaster, on the next slide, you will see a diagram of what typically happens when people start to trade. They're very cautious in the beginning. They're learning. They're paying attention. They're diligent in the beginning. That's the easy part.
Right.
To learn something new, you're engaged because you're just learning. It's fresh, it's exciting. And they'll begin to get some results, and they'll literally, a lot of people make quite a bit of money early out. Then they get nonchalant. Then they get less diligent. Then they think they know it all. Then the ego comes in. Then the impatience and the inconsistency. And then they might have loss in profit. And then there's this up and down of winning and losing that can frustrate people. A lot of people get lost below that profit line.
Right.
And it's just the few who had a goal, who had a vision and a purpose for learning this. And really, really, if you don't focus on the education, you will not make it out the hole.
Okay.
It's education that's going to take you there. It's the purpose, it's the goal. It's being dedicated to this process that's going to allow you to get to the point to recognize where you went wrong, to learn from your mistakes, to get past the hump of do I quit, to, buckling down, getting
Yes.
back to basics, and
Yes.
then move to that point now where you're a successful trader on a continuum.
Wow. I love that trader's journey. That's so important.
Yes. So I'm pretty much almost done. So just as in life, if you even get down a wrong, trading role, you get in a hole, it's not the end of the world. You can make it back, and you can turn around anything at any time. It's just a decision to
All right.
assess, review, and go again. Just never quit, and then you'll win.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Oh, now why is this technology misbehaving itself for me? All right, here we go. So we're saying profits are better than wages. Wages will make you a living. Profits will make you a fortune. I'm back to just education any way you spin it around.
That's right.
Yeah. Education. So now, Miss Dennise, you have been there waiting, and now we're putting the spotlight on you because you actually have expanded. So when we started in 3 weeks ago, we were talking about break plan in COVID. We're talking about the Happy Teachers Facebook group. It really grew, but I will say that because I guess I'm a happy teacher because I'm in the group. It grew because it hurt my heart to see, we talked about that to teachers who they didn't have an income plan. They may not be doing the education, probably so stressed out in the classroom, feel like they couldn't invest the time or the money in learning FX trade or anything else. But then if you thought you had stress before COVID, then COVID came to say, hi, you need some more.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the more. And then Happy Teachers had to step up. And I can remember, I'm confessing, you tell people don't put them business and them issues on Facebook. But many times in Happy Teachers, as a parent who had to homeschool for the first time, I wrote many posts in Happy Teachers, vexed, upset. But we moved on, and I love the direction you're taking. So I want to put the spotlight on you, Dennise, and just really share what's the direction in terms of your guidance to your members. And of course, anyone can become a happy teacher. You don't have to necessarily be a teacher. But yeah, so talk to us about where you're guiding your audience in terms of making money. Because in the past it was the government of Korea, for example, reaching out to Happy Teachers to say we need 200 English teachers. That is how Happy Teachers clients were profiting. Now we pivot our profit. So talk to me about this pivot journey.
All right. So what I have been doing is just really trying to teach our teachers how they can become independent. Outside of teaching, there are times when some teachers say to me, I'm tired of the teaching. I want to do something else. I want to be financially free. I want to travel, experience the world. I just want to live because I've been living in this 9-to-5 job and living from paycheck to paycheck. I can't make ends meet, and I just want a better life. So I've expanded my business, and now we have a travel club. We have a travel agency, which is a new arm of our business that we're doing. And we encourage our teachers to come on board and to learn all about how they can travel while making money. Now, the person that is with me and helping me in this business makes over $8,000 per month.
Okay,
that's roughly $1 million Jamaican dollars per month.
Hold on. So I'm gonna stop you right there in your tracks. Here we go. So we've spent a lot of time in this episode dissecting the learning required for FX. So we'll put that to bed. Next week we take up success stories and persons
Right.
who have done it in FX trade. So I'm very excited about next week. But I'm pretty much giving you the same homework, your success story, and you're trying to slip one in with the 8,000 US before next week for the budget. But anyway, what I'm saying to you though, Dennise, is so let's take the journey. You're saying that prior to COVID, the teachers would come to you and they'd get TEFL certification,
Right.
and that would open the door for happy teachers to be able to send them to another country.
Correct.
You have now said to teachers, learn to take your skills. So you know how to fry the most awesome egg.
Right.
And learn how to fry an egg online. And I want you to kind of dissect that as well.
Okay.
But you're stepping up the game even further because the airports have not closed, right?
As a matter
The
of fact, it's
airlines
picking
are
up.
still in business.
Yes.
Okay. And so what you're saying to teachers is, in addition to teaching English in
And
a
traveling.
in a traditional, whether virtual
Right.
or traditional.
Right.
So either the virtual or the physical, you're teaching English. In the evening, create a course on how to fry an egg.
Right.
Okay, you're doing that. But guess what? You still have the itch to travel or even the need to travel.
Right.
And most of us have relatives or friends who are traveling. So you're now framing that out in another opportunity. So, but start with the frying of the egg first and then we travel.
All right. So what we spoke about last week was if a teacher has a niche, what they
Right.
can
So
hold
what are
in
the
on.
tools? Tell me about the tools
So let me
and
go
the
through.
education that I
Right.
need to teach.
So let me go through the niches first. The top 5 niches that are the best niches now worldwide that everyone wants. If you have something in computer and technology, if you know and have knowledge in computer and technology, how to build a website, cyber security, things like that, that's great for you. Business and entrepreneurship, if you know about freelancing, e-commerce, digital marketing, those things you can teach online. If you know arts and crafts, yes, arts and crafts, drawing, painting, calligraphy, even knitting and sewing, people will pay you to teach that online. Health, because of coronavirus, health is now on top. So health, if you know about diet and nutrition, meal planning, vegan cooking, massaging, meditation, yoga, those things are great. And the last one is fitness, home workouts, Pilates, weight loss, muscle building, self-defense, even swimming. Those things are what people are looking for. And special mention to the education that if you have presentation skills, media training, like Dennise, production skills, instructional design, all of that. And that comes with teaching English too. That you can use to create your own course. So once you have looked into all the niches and you've decided what you're going to teach, now you need to know how you're going to set up your course, which we looked at the different platforms last week where you can go to set up your course. But we're going to look at the tools and equipment you're going to need. You're going to need easily a light. You can see my light being reflected in my glasses right now. That's my ring light that most people are going to need for lighting, right? You're going to need a nice camera. Guess what? You may need 2 cameras. You may need a laptop, a desktop, and a phone. I'm looking at my phone now, but my notes are on my laptop, and I'm speaking to you as if I'm in a class. Simple setup. My light is right here, and I have my earphones. Some people want an external mic. Those lapel mics you can get cheap on Amazon if you so desire. But mics are also important because you want your audience to hear you. So make sure you set up the right lighting, know how to make reframe your course that it's attractive. So graphic design skills are something that every online teacher would need. If you don't have those skills, freelance, hire someone, right? We have 5R and some other websites that you can go to hire people that can do these things for you to set up your course, all right? Of course, as an educator, or even if you're a photographer, if you're a fashion designer, you want to create a course, the first thing you're going to do to start creating it is to create a lesson plan. Create a lesson plan so that you know how you're going to teach your course, how it's going to flow, where you're going to start the intro, the body, the conclusion, and of course have your learning objectives so that everyone that comes to the course comes away with some new knowledge. All right, that's enough for you. I can go into the different kind of skills that each
ma'am.
teacher is gonna need.
Again, you said it. I think you said last week, and it bears repeating. Creating a course is a different animal than marketing and selling the course. So I
want you to look at marketing next week, where we're going to look at success stories and how people marketed and give tips step by step what you can do to market.
So we are definitely in the space of just creating, and that's a learning. And I know Happy Teachers is happy to teach it. So
absolutely.
All right, next, what's next?
All right, so other skills that you're going to need as a teacher: computer savviness. You cannot be teaching online and you don't know basic computer literacy skills. Come on, people. You need to know how to, research your topic online. You need to know how to hone those computer skills, database skills, presentation style skills. If you need to use PPT, like, PowerPoint presentations, things like that, you're going to need those skills. In addition, you're going to need communication skills. I'm speaking to you now through the camera and you are looking at me. I am animated. You see my face. My voice is all over the place. I'm pulling you in with my personality. That's what you need. You need that larger than life personality on the camera. Because I said this last week, I think, that you can meet someone face to face in person and they have a lovely personality, warm and inviting. But put them in front of the camera, they are cold as ice.
Yes.
And it disengages your audience, your students, your viewers.
I have
so you have to pull in. And guess what? I was a little cold as ice when I first started. But practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So start. No, get out there, start in front of the camera. Maybe what you can do to practice is go in front of the mirror and just start speaking to yourself. See how your face looks, the mouth, your body language, your cues, all of those things. Because sometimes you look at your face and say, I didn't know somebody used to skin up the face on people. So wait, you know what I mean?
I want to stop right here.
Sure.
And put on record that there is so much education we need, but guess what? The commitment,
absolutely,
that's right.
Your profits. So guess what? I have to put down the mills and bone and learn how to trade FX. Learn how to show everyone how to fry an egg. I need to learn these things, and then guess what? When the money roll in, I go back to the mills and boons. But now, and for those who don't know, mills, boons was his Harley Quinn romance, and Danielle Steele, and all of those books. So I'm simply saying there is, and I feel, and again, we need to say this and acknowledge for a lot of people. Honestly, the blocks are emotional. It is so heavy. And I actually know a teacher who has years of curriculum or curriculi on an online platform. An IT person actually did it for her, laid out everything. But there was a blow up in, a personal thing that happened between her and the school principal. She has not touched the IT platform. She has not engaged students who could be, or parents who could be clients in the platform. And she has it. She could make money, but she is not doing it. She just can't touch it because the anger over what happened with the school principal has blocked her from touching. And let me be clear, the school principal has no control over the IT platform. It
Right.
was the IT person that said, you know what, we're friends, let me do this for you.
Wow.
So that happened, say, 5 years ago. Everybody's moved on. She still has access, but she can't touch it. The
Wow.
emotions are too heavy.
Did we
Okay?
talk about this before, Dennise?
Maybe, but
I think we talked about it because we have said that women generally like to make emotions block them from their finances.
well, I'm telling you,
You
again,
know?
another
It's true.
and a lot of my
Yeah.
financial coaching clients are women. I had a client say to me, and I'm being respectful, but just
Yeah.
to show you about the power of emotions and the mind.
Yes.
She says to me she only has 250,000 US and she's buying a property. When she buys the property, she will have nothing. She'll have no cash. She's
Right.
empty. The bank account will be empty. Now, she says she actually has what you call it, credit worthiness. And again, that's another thing I have to take my clients through, that your credit worthiness, your access to credit is an asset that you must protect. And you must use and protect it at the same time. So use it, pay off what you owe so that you can protect it. She has credit worthiness of 650,000 US dollars. But her mother died recently and her mother hated loans. And therefore, she's going to empty her bank account to pay for the property so that she honors her mother by not having a mortgage. So she could have a mortgage, keep most of the money, and do something else because she's working and she is earning in US dollars. But the emotions of being respectful to her mother, being afraid of the bank, but this property is a once in a lifetime deal for her.
Right.
She's also now terrified of the emptiness of her bank account. And so we as women, many of us have opportunities that pass us by
Right.
because of the emotions. And this is so
That's true.
important because if you, I'm gonna say this, Bridget, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if you were to invest 2 hours every evening after work, it may be more than 2 hours, but let's call it 2 hours after work in learning FX,
Right.
and then Dennise, again, on your behalf of inviting everyone to the Happy Teachers Facebook group, you were to learn how to create a course, because that's the learning first. Create a course before you sell it. But some people will say differently, but I think you need to learn. And we just got a thumbs up. Thank you. So you spend maybe another hour learning from Dennise in how to create a course. And also, she's going to tell us about this next opportunity in a minute as soon as I shut up. But you invest 3 hours a night, and that sounds heavy because you have to come home, tidy up, cook. You may have to do children homework, whatever you have to do. So it sounds heavy. But imagine 3 hours of heaviness then until you get used to it.
Right.
And you have to break through all of these emotional barriers. Who will you be in 6 months? That's my only question.
Absolutely.
Who will you be? And of course, I recommend you get financial coaching to help you work through the numbers, work through the emotions, and let me help you to make your credit an asset so you can grow. And so you have these skills, you have this cash coming in, because a lot of people have cash coming in and have no clue what to do with it. So they'll buy a brand new car cash and think that's an asset. When they drive off the parking lot, the car loses 20% value right there. Okay? So as a financial coach would guide you through those decisions. So I'm simply saying 3 hours a night for 6 months, every night is heavy. I am asking you to pivot your profit and become a new person. All right, now, Dennise, back to
Education.
this new opportunity. Talk to me.
Okay, so quickly, guys, I was just telling you that I was trying to get the teachers to be more independent outside of the teaching industry, because
Correct.
many people have been coming to me saying that they really want to step out of the industry. They want to try something new. They do want to travel. They want a different life. They just want to live luxurious life.
Yes,
And the
yes.
word of the year is luxury and
Luxury,
lux.
opulence. Wow.
Everything is
Oh, yeah.
opulent and luxury and lux.
Yeah.
And we as Black people, we don't traditionally have that experience of luxury. So
Yes.
that's what the new millennials are chasing now.
Yes.
The luxury. If you go on YouTube, you see them with the Birkin bags and the Chanel
Oh, I have a
and the
photo
Louis
of
Vuitton.
my
Of
luxury.
course,
I have to
darling.
show you a photo. Yes.
Of course. So chasing the luxury that you surely deserve because you've put in your time, you've put in the work.
Listen.
So I said to the teachers, listen, this could be your retirement plan. This could be something that you'd love to do outside of the teaching. You'll do it now while teaching, but you make your plan to eventually transition out. And
Yes.
so it is a travel industry planet marketing club that we've started, and I have a Facebook group dedicated to that only. So if you want to go to Facebook, just type Happy Teachers Travel Club. Just join our club and we'll surely welcome you in, and you get more information about that.
Right. Okay. So this has been our action-packed show. Yes. And what is the bottom line? The bottom line is
Learn and earn.
learn and
That's
earn.
right.
And I'm asking something very heavy. Very heavy. 3 hours a day.
3 hours.
It's heavy. I know what I'm asking. But I'm simply saying, imagine who you will be. Imagine if you're investing in your education with Bridget, you're investing in your education with Dennise, okay? All of a sudden, cash is coming in. Now you can afford a financial coach, right?
Yeah.
Now you can clean up your debt. Now we can write the letters to the people you owe money to and say, listen, this is the situation. Okay. Now we can have a real estate plan. Now we can have a stock market plan. Now we can build those 7 streams of income.
Absolutely.
Right? Because listen, let me share this with you. One of the things that's on my website is to increase your investment income journal. I mean, this is an early Christmas present to yourself, right? When you purchase this journal, it's 100 pages. It is going to take you step by step to building out your income. And so this is all that we have been doing. This is really the end result. Increase your income. Boom. Increase your income. This is the bottom line to everything. So next week, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep the conversation going. Next week, we're going to be talking about success stories. Remember,
Yes.
there is a free workbook for you on the website. Visit it. It's www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com. Next week, we're going to look at success stories. And I want to encourage you to have your own success story by taking our 21-day challenge to increase your savings and reduce your debt. So before we go, Dennise, any words? I mean, listen, what is it? October is tomorrow. And people kind of get antsy in the last quarter of the year. Any tips you want to share?
Well, the first tip I would share with your viewers is to listen to what Dennise is saying. 3 hours per day. If you can't do 3 hours per day, start with an hour. Start with 15 minutes and increase it incrementally as you go along, because you want to make that change. The change starts with you. And they said, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You
Right.
cannot continue doing the same thing again. It
No, no.
doesn't make any sense. You
Right.
have to
Exactly.
change, and that change must start with you. Changing the way you spend your time, changing your priorities, changing who you hang out with,
Yes.
even your circle of friends,
Yes.
who you go to for advice, because some people give you advice and they don't mean you any well. Changing your mindset, your mental thoughts. When you get up in the morning, what you're thinking. When you go to bed at night, what you're thinking. Changing the way you run your family, teaching your kids to invest from early so you change a generational pattern. That's what we're talking about. That's the
That's big.
change. It must begin with you. And if you can't do it in big steps, start little by little by little, and
That's
it will
right.
make a
Okay,
difference.
I'll
That's it.
take that, Dennise, and I'm gonna turn it into Bridget's final. Bridget, if somebody says this woman is crazy, 3 hours a night, give me a minimum. How do we make changes?
Just what Venice just said, little by little by little. It
So
starts.
what's the minimum? I mean, what would be the
It's a new
minimum?
habit. I would say an hour. You have
Okay,
to spend an hour at least. I mean, the news is an hour long. People watch news and then news and more news. So 3 hours
right.
on Netflix, it's not on anymore. It's time to invest in yourself. An hour, half an hour. When you begin to learn to trade, you could trade for 10 minutes and make money.
Wow.
You
So
can
after you've done the 1, 2, 3 hours of learning, of
education.
deep dive, it trickles down to 10 minutes. Okay,
Yes.
you know what? Go end with that.
Invest on the front end.
Yes. So next week we're inviting you. And if you're watching the replay, then thanks, and please be sure to share your comments. We are all about pivoting your profits. We want you to earn more. We want you to earn more. That's the whole point. I'm Dennise Williams, your financial coach. Thank you for watching. Thank you, ladies, for being with me, spending this time and sharing with everyone. All right. See you next time.